Hi, welcome to the next in a series of online tutorials about the local BMD Project website. I'm Ian Hartas. I'm author of the search software used in the various local BMD websites and also author of the UK BMD website itself. If you'd like to join me at my keyboard, we'll have a look at the next in the series. In this example, we'll be looking at the birth search form once more and looking at a couple of new features that have been added since the first set of tutorials were completed. Let's start at the Lancashire BMD as usual. Opening a new tab to the search page, and the first thing that you might spot if you've got good eyesight is this line of text here. And all the examples we've seen so far, it just says enter a surname. Now been enhanced so that you can enter either a mother's maiden name or a surname or both. In other words, we're allowing searches by maiden name rather than just by demanding that you insert a surname here. One of the other features is this ignore blank MNM, and that is to ignore the blank mother's maiden name. When we first started adding mother's maiden names to these websites, not many records had the mother's maiden name field populated. So it was a decision was made that when you did a search looking for a particular mother's maiden name, we'd also show you the entries where the mother's maiden name was still blank. This can be useful, but it can, as time progresses and more of the fields have mother's maiden name filled in, it's becoming less and less relevant. So we have the option now of stopping the display of mother's maiden name when it's blank. So, quick example, Smith, and also mother's maiden name is Smith, leaving this at its standard setting, and here we can see the surname is Smith, mother's maiden name is Smith, and lots of blank mother's maiden names. Now these potentially could be Smiths, but we don't know yet. If we go back and say ignore the blank mother's maiden name fields, display the results again. So we cut down the number of results, and you can see clearly here that we have entries where both the father's name and the mother's maiden name were Smith. As usual, you could click on the reference number on the end and it would take you through the ordering process. Let's have a look in Cumbria to see the search on mother's maiden name alone. I'm going to pick a year. Oops. 1904. Type in a surname. And very quickly it's come back, matching the surname, mother's maiden name of Hall, and a variety of different surnames. So it's done exactly what we would hope it would do. It searched the database, not on the surname this time, but on the mother's maiden name. And as usual, with some of these examples, is another reason for showing this particular one here. It's a reminder of how the registers are constructed. If we look at this second, third and fourth entries in this table, you can see that they all have the surname of Dent with mother's maiden name of Hall and consecutive reference numbers 380, 381, 382. So this is just a quick reminder of how the registers are put together. Looks like we have a set of triplets here. So, two new features since the tutorials were first recorded. You can ignore the blank mother's maiden name, and you can now do a search by mother's maiden name alone. If you return to the main tutorials page, you'll find links to all the other tutorials covering births, marriages and deaths and other features. See you in the next tutorial.